Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Just Give Me the Mic. Tonight, we have something special going on. We're going to have a business spotlight. Now, this is not your regular business where you order a T-shirt or get some shoes or, this is actually something that is on the rise. It's a type of service that is becoming more popular, and it's becoming popular because a lot of people actually need this service. And more people are coming out and, and requesting this type of service because it helps us to feel good, or certain people to feel good and look good. So women are always the ones that are mainly known to do the cosmetic, do the enhancements and the surgery, but there is a certain procedure now for men that is becoming more popular and is helping men with their self-esteem, to look good, feel good, and to just live better lives altogether, right?
Yes.
So I want to welcome my guest to the show, David Santiago.
How are you doing?
Thank you for joining me of
Thank you
Scalp
for having me.
Solutions.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you. So, we met kind of ironically as guests on another show.
Yeah.
And I was like, I definitely would love for you to come back and share this information because I know a lot of men are benefiting from this service, and a lot more can benefit if they just know that it's available and how to actually get the service. So before we get into Scalp Solutions,
Okay.
give us a little background on you, the business owner, the man behind the
All right.
business.
So my name is David Santiago. I'm the CEO and founder of Scalp Solutions. Prior to the permanent cosmetic industry, I was, still am, licensed barber. So I've been cutting hair for 20 years. Started
Wow.
at 15, and that's how I ended up gravitating to the permanent cosmetics and the non-surgical hair restoration, because I had so many clients that were asking me, hey Dave, do you have anything where you could cover, this thinning spot or
Okay.
fix up my hairline? So
Wow.
I was
So it's
doing some enhancements.
non-surgical?
So it's non-surgical. This
Okay.
is a non-invasive procedure, what we offer in Scalp Solutions. So it's a non-surgical hair restoration.
So from you, like you said, cutting hair, and people are telling you, coming in to get sharp, right?
Right.
So they're saying to you, they have a spot here, whatever. They're saying, can you help me cover that up? What was they asking you for sprays? Like, what was your resolution for that in the beginning?
There's different, forms of enhancements. It's just
Okay.
a matter that there was nothing that was permanent.
Okay.
So it was like if you sat down on my chair and you told me, hey Dave, I'm experiencing a little bit of thinning on my crown. Can you do something? And I'll go, okay, yeah, I could spray some hair fibers. There's some other dyes.
Oh.
There's semi-permanent dyes. But the thing with that is, one of them, if it's raining or you get in the shower, it's gone.
Ooh.
Right. So can you imagine how
You have a
horrific
date
that
night,
experience
right?
could
No,
be?
you would. Oh, I'm
Right,
not.
right,
Crap.
right.
It's
No,
not a
no,
joke at
no,
all.
no.
It's serious.
It's serious.
It's just like with
'Cause-
women. It's not just men.
Yeah.
It's for women as well. You may get a little color spray or something
Yeah.
to cover up some
Yeah, so
areas
you
that may be
leave,
light.
You feel good. You totally forget about the environment,
Right.
Because you're feeling confident and your hairline and your hair looks like you want it to.
Right.
But now, you take that hot date to the car and it's raining and you forget, and
Wow.
it would, it'll
Yeah.
drip, it'll smear, kind of like when
Like
the ladies get
mascara.
with the mascara.
Oh no, you don't
Yeah,
want
that's
that.
horrific.
So you actually have what you said. The fiber it's a spray.
So there's hair fibers.
Okay.
There's semi-permanent hair dyes, and with that, it can give more contrast to the hair. But what's unique about that is that it stains the scalp,
Oh.
so it helps enhance that full look.
Oh.
But that one is with that one you can get about 3 or 4 washes before it's removed, and it won't drip on you.
So it kind of reminds me of like women just going to get, like, if you're covering grays or if you want to change your hair color, get a it's the same process.
It pretty much is the
But you
same.
have to have hair there in order for the semi-permanent to work. Because I know for women, for when we use semi-permanent dye, it has to be like hair for it to stay on, to stick
Yeah,
to, right?
Usually it's not like a full head. It's thinning.
Okay.
But it's enough so that when you apply the enhancement, it brings it
It
out and
still
it covers.
brings it out.
Even with some of them, it can be like some peach fuzz.
Oh,
You could
and it'll
dye the
work
peach
on
fuzz,
that.
and it gives it. Yeah, you can create that texture.
Like an illusion of like fullness.
Correct. That's exactly what. That's
Okay.
essentially what they all are. It's an enhancement, creating an illusion like there's still more hair there. It's just some of them, you could it could be catastrophic depending on
Right,
what
right.
enhancement it is. But like I said, that's why when I came across scalp micropigmentation after all those years of having men tell me
Right,
like, this
come
is
in
what I
like-
need, this is what and I always knew like I can guarantee you 3 days out
Wow.
of this.
Wow.
Or if you wanted to hold for a week, you got to sleep with a do-rag, stay out of the rain.
There's a whole
et cetera.
process with it.
Right. It came with all these instructions.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, okay, I look good, but if I
Right.
don't follow
If
these
it's raining, don't
instructions,
go out. If it's doing this, if it's hot and I might sweat, I better be careful.
Exactly.
Okay, and that could be stressful enough.
Yeah.
Trying to upkeep that,
because
you
it's
know?
Friday, you came in, you got your shape up, you want to go out,
Right.
but now you're in the club, but you can't dance because you don't.
You don't wanna
start
sweat,
sweating. So
right.
what are you really like? What are you really combating there? Like,
See, women, it's not only us that go
Oh,
through these
no, we
issues,
go,
right?
yeah,
The men
absolutely.
go through it too. So
Absolutely.
with the fibers, is it something that actually sprays out and fills it in? Like, how is that
Yeah, so
different?
it's real human hair. It's just grinded down, and then it's applied with an atomizer. So it's not just you just spray. It takes some technique too, because
Okay.
you want it to match.
And it has to
the
be
hair.
like kind of balanced, right? You can't have like a heavy spot right here.
That
right?
can happen, but that's with not
The
having the
professionalism.
technique exactly.
Okay,
right.
that's
So
where you come in.
It can definitely be done at home. Like you can buy these at home and do them yourself. Like a lot of women do that. They buy the hair fibers and they do. I mean, well, men too.
I've
Men
never
and
heard
women.
of that.
Men and women. I don't even want to say because it's men and women. I deal with men and women that
Okay.
use the hair fibers, and some of them will spray like a really stiff, like a stiffening mousse or a gel, and it'll lock it in for like about a day or two. Because now they don't got to worry about the wind and
Right.
stuff like that. But yeah.
See, all these, I didn't even know you can buy hair fibers. Like, I know a lot of women that are losing hair on the edges and the front. Is that something they could buy hair fibers
They can
and
use
spray
the
it?
hair fibers, but again, that comes with some instructions
Right,
and some
right.
warnings. But then you also got the semi-permanent ones that will dye the little bit of hair that you do have, but it also dyes the scalp a little bit, so it gives the scalp some tone, some contrast,
Right.
and that it just creates a fuller look.
Okay. So now, the final one that you were saying, which is the non-surgical, that's the third procedure, right?
So that's the so we offer two procedures. We offer scalp micropigmentation,
Uh-huh.
and then we have the cranial prosthesis, or it's in the modern day, the hair units.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's essentially it's like a it's like a
So a hair
toupee.
unit, so to speak, is a toupee. It's a whole piece of hair.
Correct. It's
On.
on a piece of lace.
Okay.
It's
like a
woven
lace
into
front,
It's
like
like a
women
lace
do.
front. It's,
Okay.
it's no different from a lace front from the woman. It's just with the length.
So is it something like with women? I can imagine like we may sew it on. Some apply it. I've seen glue used as
so,
well.
Right. So from what I do is I'm bonding it onto the scalp with glue.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll just cut out the area that's thinning, and then I'll create a mold, and then I transfer that mold onto the hair unit. Put the glue down, bond it on, and then I make sure that I blend in that hair to the remainder of
wow.
and it looks.
So you can buy it different textures to
Yeah.
match.
You can buy.
See, this is really sophisticated now. You know what I mean?
So what's crazy about it, because this technology has existed for like over 30 years. It's just for our kind. We
didn't
weren't
know,
open.
right.
We didn't know, and we didn't want to know.
It was like a taboo to be seen with like a toupee or, for men, I would say
right,
anyway.
But back then the technology was so different. Well, what they have now is so good. Like the quality of hair that these units are coming in, and the skill of your barber to transfer it, into the remainder, it's undetectable.
Now, who would think that you can, like, I've actually seen some videos on Instagram where they show them gluing the strips down, and then they cut it on the sides, and then they blend it in with their hair on the sides and give them the whole.
So even that one with the strips, that looks a little more, that's
That's something
That's
different.
it's the same thing, but that's a whole nother, like, there's an easier
Right, because could you
method.
imagine putting, you
It,
seen it too?
yeah,
Okay.
that would take, that's way too tedious for me. Like, you can actually buy that unit. They have wave units. They got 8 millimeter wave, 10 millimeter
No
waves,
way.
14 millimeter waves. You
No
can get Spanish
way.
waves.
Wet and curly and
You
all that
could
kind of
get,
stuff?
you can even order a man bun.
A
It's
man
insane. It's
bun.
insane. Man
Man
bun.
bun, y'all. Man
You could
bun.
get locks. You can get braids. Like, all this comes already customized, and all you have to do is just bond it
Well,
onto
let's
the
to
scalp.
to
Yeah.
the scalp. Okay, before we start showing some images of your work. Now, you said people, your customers is the reason how you got into this, right?
Yes.
Do you have to get like a medical light? Because I didn't think that you could just go to your barber until I saw it on Instagram. I'm thinking you have to go to like a dermatologist or some type of medical,
Yeah.
person who went to school to learn how to do this without affecting your scalp or something.
Yeah.
But as you said, it's not even that complicated.
So no, it's not. So, and the reason for that is because we associate this part of the trade with hair transplant. Hair
Okay.
transplant surgeon.
That's
a
different.
doctor.
Okay, so
Right.
now we
That's an
separating the
invasive
two.
procedure, because now you're using you're using a scalpel. You're cutting
Okay.
into. You're removing the hair,
Oh my
injections,
gosh.
there's pills, recovery
All
time,
kind of stuff.
all that. So
So men are not
this-
putting themselves through that as much
They are.
anymore. Some still are.
They are. I'm
Some
not.
wanted
It's
to look
just
natural growing out the scalp.
I don't do it.
Okay.
I don't have the 26 years of
Right,
college
right,
education
right.
for it.
But you have great business
But
going on.
this right here would be the next solution. Well, it's not the next solution. It's one of the many solutions. Like, I don't frown upon any of them. There's different avenues. What I do say with scalp micropigmentation is the only guaranteed
Right,
solution, because
right.
it's a it's
With-
essentially it's a cosmetic tattoo, so it's
It's a
permanent.
cosmetic
No
tattoo.
water's gonna take that out. You can't smear it. The only thing that's gonna affect this is poor maintenance, and poor maintenance would be not applying like a SPF or something like that when you're exposed
Sunscreen.
to the sun.
Sunscreen,
because
FP.
we all know the sun, it beats down, and
Right.
those rays they'll break up the pigment, and it can do the same thing for the scalp.
So let's talk about this gentleman right here. If you can see the image, what was his hairlines receded
Yeah.
pretty far back.
So in the hair loss spectrum, he would be considered a Norwood 7, which is the
Norwood.
most severe.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
And
the
that's because
scale
it
we
goes
use.
past a certain
That's
point,
past
or
the crown. Yeah, so there's a specific. If you were to look up the Norwood scale, it will give you these photos where it's a diagram. It shows you the different steps
Okay.
of the severity of hair loss.
so Norwood scale is something that is a scale reference that you use, right?
Correct.
To determine when you're trying to determine hair loss, like, because I've never heard of it. So
So
what?
for me, I use that to make so the client understands what level he's at.
Okay.
And also justify my pricing,
Okay.
because
Okay.
they need to know, like, you're a Norwood 7.
So this
That's
would be
the right. It's gonna take more time. And that's
because it's a lot more area that you have to cover. Is that right?
right. So it's not just the area where he's thinning at. Again, when you understand this technique and you know what you're doing, like, you don't just cover the area,
actual
the
area.
canvas where he's experiencing the hair loss. You actually got to blend into
The regular
the
hair that's
regular
still
hair, too.
there.
Right. because
Right.
You also want to buy the client some time. You don't want them to just continue losing hair, and then now it looks like they got a freaking tattoo
Like the hair.
yarmulke.
Okay, so you're saying, like, for this gentleman here, so it looks like his hair, he didn't have any up here, so you have to blend it in, meaning that you have to bring it down a
went
little
about-
into the regular.
My norm is about 1.5 to 2 inches into the remaining hair.
Oh, wow. So in cases like this, over time, do you notice that the hairline does go lower and lower, or can it stop
Well,
right
not
there?
not the hairline. You mean like the rest of
The hair
remainder of
that's
the hair?
remaining, yes.
Oh yeah, no, it happens. Absolutely. I've had
happens.
clients that come in for a first session. I do their first session, and sometimes they can't because of their schedule. They'll come back 2 months, 3 months, and it's a totally different.
It's a whole
pattern.
nother situation
Right.
now.
And then that's a different conversation we gotta
Oh,
have, because I
wow.
gotta let them know, like, hey, look at your before picture 2 months ago. Look now, you're starting to experience a little more hair loss.
Oh, wow.
And then I'll just make them I'll educate them on other avenues that they can take. Like, listen, there's other solutions that you can do to help you, slow down the process.
Okay.
Again, just like, there's
That's part of your
drugs.
maintenance.
Right, yeah. And I do that for them. I don't have to. Like, I can
Right.
just, but that's just, that's what Scalp Solutions is about. We're a hair loss hub. I'm not
That's
gonna
good.
tell you about one thing. If I can help you and tell you there's some drugs that you can take that could potentially help. Again, it's drugs. Some people it works, some people it don't. It's just, I won't tell you, hey, you should do it, but it's
Right.
like, I'll just educate you on it. Like, there's other options.
So that's good because it caused you to do research, and
Oh,
now
yeah,
you're
absolutely.
offering, other advice, giving them other solutions.
Oh, yeah,
And I think
absolutely.
that's part of a good customer service package
yeah.
that you're offering as well. Now, how about this client?
So this gentleman right here, believe it or not, 19 years old.
19.
Right?
Wow.
So 19 years old, and what he has here is alopecia. So you can see alopecia. Sometimes it can remove, it can cause the person to not have any hair at all.
Is
can
it
be
like
patches.
spots? Oh,
It
it's
can-
like patches, you
it
call
can be
it. Okay.
patches. The hair can grow back in 3 months, and then the patch moves around.
Oh, wow.
Right.
I didn't
so
know
there's,
that.
Yeah, there's different forms of alopecia, and if you're in the hair loss or the barbering industry, this is something that's actually pretty common, and you'll be familiar to it. Once you see it, you kind of know.
You know what it
like,
is.
Oh, you have alopecia, and it's just, you ask the client too,
So
because
this
sometimes
is
they don't
genetic.
even know what they have.
A lot of this is genetic, right? Well, it is genetic, right?
Hair loss is absolutely hereditary, but just like anything else, the food we eat contributes to it. Just the lifestyle that we're maintaining. We got
Right.
some people that are always exposed out to the sun and just have dry scalp. That contributes to hair loss.
See, all these different factors,
there's
right?
so many factors. Like, there's
Okay.
not just that one.
Okay. So with this gentleman now, so since he does have the hair that kind of comes, it could, like you said, it could grow in, it could move around. So how would that affect the treatment that he gets when you put the tattoo? Does he have to constantly come back to you like more frequently, or how would that work?
So what I did with him was I didn't just like sit him down and go, all right, hey, we can fill that in. Like, I want to dig a little deeper. Like, I want to know, what other treatments have you
Right.
had? So he actually was visiting a doctor. He had a doctor he was going to, and he was getting like steroid injections
Wow,
and all
yeah,
these other
trying.
stuff to try to get. So that's important for me too, because
To
I
know
know
that.
that his scalp is going to be somewhat sensitive
Right.
to my procedure.
Especially if he's getting steroids and treatment like that in the scalp,
Right, you
right?
want to wait because you don't know how the scalp is going to react
Okay.
to that. So we had to wait a little time, and then we were taking pictures to see if his pattern was changing. So once, it's kind of like I did my own little recon just to make sure, because that's what I was trying to avoid, me doing the procedure, and then 6 months
Right.
later, he's like, hey, now I got another missing bald spot. So
Right.
he held that same pattern for a few months, and then I just went in and fixed it. But to answer the question, can it change? Absolutely.
Wow.
It can.
You wouldn't
grow
even
back.
know.
It
You
can
wouldn't
grow
even.
back.
It could grow
That
back.
hair can grow back, and then now it just looked like his hair is darker.
Oh,
Which
wow.
he showed me photos of what he looked like prior to him starting to experience, the hair loss, and he had a full head of hair.
So just
amazing,
out of the blue,
pushed
it
back, and he
just-
said out of nowhere he just started.
Wow, my
losing it.
goodness.
And you could imagine, I mean, he's 19 years
Yeah.
old. When you're 19 years old, we
Because it
live-
affects you psychologically.
Psychologically,
especially
the
if you're
world
into
that
your
we live
image.
in now. Just think about 19 years old and you
Right.
with your friends.
Right.
What do 19-year-old friends do to you?
They will
They
mock
tease
you,
you,
joke,
they do- right,
all
so-
kinds of things that could affect your self-esteem. So, so the rest of the pictures that we have here, just gentlemen, regular hair loss,
Yeah,
no
these men
conditions.
just male pattern
Look
baldness.
at this. Look at from
This
here.
gentleman right here, he's in his late 40s, and if you can see like what this procedure does is amazing. Like, it brings back.
So where would he
life.
fall on the scale?
So he was also a Norwood 7. Because
Oh.
he went, so like you can see he's got a little more on the sides, but when you start getting back to the crown,
So it's really
all
like that
was
peak
gone.
point.
Yeah,
How
it's
far that
almost kind
little
of like if you can visualize like a figure 8 on the top of the head, that's
That would tell.
that's the pattern that he was experiencing. On hair loss.
So you draw the hairline. They agree to whatever.
So we tailor the hairline. I ask them what it is that they're looking for,
Uh-huh.
and they'll tell me this is what I want, and I'll start. I map it out. If they don't like it,
always
sometimes
correct it
30,
before.
45 minutes on this thing, because this is it. This
this
is on
creates
you
the mold that you're going to use
Right.
to.
to go, because I'm working from the beginning of the hairline back.
Okay.
Because we want to set that in first. But
Okay.
What's crucial about this is that this is what you're gonna have for the rest of your life. So you need.
There's no
to
change in
know-
it. This is
I mean, you can go to, like, if you want to go see, go to like get laser removal, but that's
right.
that's
That's
a
really
whole
serious.
other.
So this is permanent. This will last you forever. And as far as like with the sun and stuff over years, like with a tattoo, would they have to come back and see you to retouch it or something like that, or
Yes.
is it? Or they do?
Yeah, they do. So it's a form of tattooing, but the difference between this and a traditional tattoo is a traditional tattoo. You're like really
Right.
going.
I
Heavy
can't
and
imagine.
pounding into the skin.
Right.
So you're putting you're depositing a large amount of ink into the skin, and it's going deeper
Right.
than what I'm doing with this technique, because I'm just taking individual impressions and putting them onto the scalp.
Okay, so it's not as painful.
So there's a discomfort. I
With
wouldn't
it,
even associate
yeah,
it. It's
I
a
would assume it's
discomfort.
some, of course.
I got it done myself.
Wow,
And
you cannot
you
tell.
if you had to ask from 1 to 10, I'd tell you it was a 2. For me,
Okay.
it felt like they were individually plucking out hairs, which
Okay.
after a while it's just just
Right,
feels annoying.
it's like a little.
Yeah, it just feels annoying. But
Yeah.
again, we all tolerate
Some levels
discomfort
of-
differently.
right.
Right.
See, so it's not that painful. It'll change your life.
It's not
Help
painful.
your self-esteem.
It's a little discomfort.
Right.
A little bit of discomfort for a lifetime of freaking happiness.
It's not anything you have to be put to sleep or anything like
No,
that.
absolutely
you know?
not. No, absolutely
So
not.
that's
You
a
come
good
in,
thing.
you come in, we have a talk, I'll give you a soda or something, and we'll celebrate your hairline later
This
with a
new
shot.
life that's about to
It's
right.
non-invasive. There's no downtime. Like
Okay.
when I got mine, I did it on my lunch break. And
Oh
I
my
went right
gosh.
back to work, and no one was like, "Oh, what's that?" What happened? No one knew. It's
They didn't even. It
undetectable.
seemed like it's so.
undetectable.
I swear, it looks so natural. So you don't do? Do you do males and females or no?
So the technique caters to men,
To men.
and women.
Okay.
But at Scalp Solutions, we're exclusively for men, but we do take on female clients through associated.
Okay,
things that we
great.
do.
So it's for men and women, and you
Yes,
can definitely
absolutely.
refer. Now, you told me about a podcast show that kind of gives you some information about hair and scalp, and you bring on some certified people, right?
Yes.
To discuss certain conditions and things they can do. So tell us, promote that show for us.
So the name of the podcast is Scalp Solutions.
Uh-huh.
It's the name of the business, and that's what we're discussing. We're discussing different solutions for hair loss, but with my approach to it is, we're trying to desensitize the topic,
Right.
Because as the world is becoming more and more diverse, we just have to accept it that men, we are stepping out
Right.
of our comfort zone, and we're doing things because of
Everybody
how we
wants
feel.
to feel good.
We want to feel good
Right,
too, and
right.
we see the woman. You guys are getting your hair, your extensions, and the lips tattooed, and everything.
Everything,
And you know
right?
what? A lot of us don't have a problem with that, because at the end of the day, it's like, hey, if you feel good about yourself, then you know what? So do I. You got
right.
good vibes. That's gonna transfer over to me, make the universe over.
Right.
And we're coming out now, and we're taking care of ourselves.
That's all it's
And
about, self-care.
Even me, I tell
right.
clients all the time, like, I'm a man's man, and people are like, oh, well, what's a man's man? It's like, listen, I did 13 years in the United States Marine Corps. I
Salute.
did 2 tours overseas.
Wow.
Like, I've done something that less than 2% on this earth
Haven't
have
even
done.
experienced,
Like,
right.
these are things that they see, like, oh, I want to do that. And I'm not bragging and boast about it. I'm just saying, like, I've done everything that should not have me feeling
Like you need that.
like I need something. But
But-
guess what? I did it.
You
I feel
great.
amazing.
Right.
My confidence
That's
is
the most
great.
important piece.
Right.
Right.
my lady was like, you don't need that, babe. You look good. But guess what? When I did it, like, I could see what it did for her too.
Right.
Because the first thing she told me, she was like, oh my God, babe, I haven't seen you like this since you were like 23 years old. So I'm like,
That's
you
an
see?
awesome effect.
Yeah, it's amazing, because now, it's not just me looking in the mirror and going, wow, this is great, something that I lost, and I feel good about myself. But now I got my lady who's complimenting me, telling me, babe, you were a handsome man, but now you
That's great.
now this hairline access, it
That's
seals the
great.
deal.
That's great.
So,
So how can somebody? So when can they catch your podcast?
so right now for the podcast, we doing one episode a month because in the midst of the crazy schedule that I have here,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get them so that I can pop something out, once a month.
Can
My
they catch
goal
it on YouTube?
would be so right now you can check it out on you can go on YouTube and it's Scalp Solutions NY, like New York.
Nice. There we go.
That's the Instagram, same thing, Scalp Solutions, and is NY. Facebook, Scalp Solutions NY. The website is www.scalpsolutionsny.com, and that's going to be the same name for the podcast. Kept it simple.
Nice. Well, I just want to thank you, and that's where they can find you on Instagram. And your email if they want to come. And
the email will be
Okay.
info@scalpsolutionsny.com. We offer free consultations,
Nice.
and we also offer a live hairline simulation.
Oh.
So you're gonna get to see what you could potentially look like if you move forward with the scalp micropigmentation. I also do the same thing if you're moving towards the hair unit. If you want the cranial prosthesis, we can set it on you, give you a look of more or less how you're gonna look with the procedure before you make a decision. And I
Isn't that
encourage
great?
anyone who is experiencing hair loss and has any doubts, just come in for the free consultation. You will be amazed by what the hairline simulation will do for you. And
in so many ways,
yeah,
right?
just that alone. Like I'm telling you, I have guys that like, no, don't erase it.
They want
Because
you.
it's a temporary solution. It's not a temporary solution. It's just a temporary thing. I just want to show them, hey, this is what you could look like. And I start wiping it off, and they're like, no.
Oh, that's.
I was like, leave that in. I'm like, this is only
wow.
gonna last you for like one shower. And they're like, I don't care.
Right.
I want to go home. I want to see how this feels. I'm
Get
like,
that feel of how
yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's a life transforming thing for some people.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I mean, like you said, it's a lot of vanity around, and it's all about making. It's so much bad things in the world that's going on.
Right, yeah. Why not
do
feel
something to
good?
make yourself
Feel good about yourself.
Right.
Invest in yourself. You're
Right.
your biggest investment. When you feel good, you look good. When you look good, it
send that out in
associates
the
it with
world,
success.
right?
When you feel good, you go out there and you just do great things, and that leads to success.
Well, thank you for joining us today on the
Thank
show.
you for having me.
Again,
It's a pleasure.
everybody, make sure you reach out. Go on social media. Check out. You have some pictures and more stuff up on the page.
Yep.
Check out the information. Reach out for a consultation if you need it. Everybody's doing it. Take care of yourself. Make yourself feel good. And again, thank you to my guest, David Santiago, for joining me today. And make sure you check out Just Give Me the Mic, y'all. We'll be back with more.